Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the second type of test. Okay, till yesterday we were doing large sample test for testing the proportion. That means one proportions were given in those sums. If you remember, one proportion only, and that was we were equating with certain values of that proportion, isn't it? P naught P H naught P equals to 0.5 or H naught P equals to 0.90, like that we were equating with certain value. Those tests are called test of single proportion. Large sample test for single proportion. Okay. Today we are starting with the second type of test, which is test for equality of two proportions. Here information of two different samples will be provided. Previously only one sample was provided, right? This in these types of tests two samples will be provided, and two proportions will also be provided, information about two proportions, and then we have to equate the two proportions in the null hypothesis, and not equate or put it in less or equals to less form or greater form, depending on the type of the problem given, and then we will have to test the hypothesis, that is null hypothesis. We always test the null hypothesis. Okay, we don't test alternative hypothesis, we always test the null hypothesis, and depending on the acceptance or rejection criteria we decide whether the null hypothesis is correct or the alternative hypothesis is correct. Okay, so write down the heading for today: test for equality of two proportions. In your copy, write down the heading for today: test for equality of two proportions. Test for equality of two proportions. Test for equality of two proportions. Okay. Then you write this line: let P1 and P2 be the proportions. Write down: let P1 and P2 be the proportions in two large random samples. Although this material will be provided, still you should write it in your copy, otherwise you will not understand, you will not remember anything. Okay, write down please. Let P1 and P2 be the proportions in two large samples of sizes n1 and n2. Let P1 and P2 be the proportions in two large random samples of sizes n1 and n2. In these problems, you will have two. Every information will be two. Previously, it was only n, only one sample. Here, you will find n1 and n2. That means two samples. Okay. All right. So then you write what you wrote. You wrote: let P1 and P2 be the proportions in two large random samples of sizes n1 and n2, drawn respectively from two populations. Write down: drawn respectively from two populations. Drawn respectively from two populations. Full stop. Then you write, no need to write this line, you write we test, right, we test, T-E-S-T, we test. Next line you write H naught, in bracket you write P1 equals to P naught. Capital P1 equals to capital P naught. You write H naught in bracket P1 equals to P2. Bracket close. What are this P1 and P2? This is the proportion of the given information which will be provided in a question of the two populations. Okay. Of the two samples. So we test H naught in bracket P1 equals to P2, bracket close. Then you write against H1 in bracket P1 not equals to P2. P1 not equals to P2. Okay. This can be P1 greater than P2, or it can also be P1 less than P2. Okay. So for example, for writing the formula purpose, we are just saying it. We are going to test H1 P1 not equals to P2. I hope all of you are writing. Next line you write, if H naught is true, if H naught is true, that is the two population proportions are equal. If H naught is true, that is the two population proportions are equal, say P, capital P. A small p also you can write. If H naught is true, that is the two population proportions are equal. That means P1 and P2 are equal. Okay. Say P, comma, the estimate of P is, the estimate of P is now see information regarding the first population and information regarding the second, sorry, not population, sample. Information about the first and the second sample will be provided to you, and you have to assume that the proportion of the first sample is equals to the proportion of the second sample. Now, if we say in order to write the formula and in order to test the hypothesis, if we say that the H naught is true, then we equate it to P. We equate it to another alphabet, say P. Then the estimate of P can be written as, write down this first formula 14.7.3, write down P equals to, that is small p equals to N1P1 N1P1 plus N2P2 divided by N1 plus N2. P equals to N1P1 plus N2P2 divided by N1 plus N2. First formula. It is required for calculating the value of P. Okay. Next line you write the expected value of the difference. The expected value of the difference, that is P1 minus P2, expected value of the difference, that is P1 minus P2, is then 0. Is then 0. If P1 is equals to P2, then the difference between P1 and P2 should be 0, right? So the expected value of the difference, that is P1 minus P2, is then 0. And the standard error SE of P1 minus P2. In the previous type it was SE of P. Now it is SE of P1 minus P2 equals to P1 minus P2 equals to, put a big root over, write down this second formula. Put a big root over and under the root over you write PQ and in bracket you write 1 by N1 plus 1 by N2. 1 by N1 plus 1 by N2. Bracket close. So under root over you will now write PQ. Q is again 1 minus P. Okay. Just like the last type. So PQ into 1 by N1 plus 1 by N2. 1 by N1 and 1 by N2 will be in bracket. 1 by N1 plus 1 by N2. This will be in bracket. Written till this much? Then also write where p plus q equals to 1. Where p plus q equals to 1. Yes, tell me, have you all written till this much? Written till this much? Please tell me. P plus Q equals to 1. Okay, I hope you have written since no one is telling. And right, if the sample sizes n1 and n2, next line. If the sample sizes n1 and n2 are large, if the sample sizes n1 and n2 are large, Z test is applicable for large sample, okay? Okay, tell me, how do we distinguish between small sample and large sample? Small sample size is how much and large sample size is how much? Tell me. Anyone who knows the answer? What is the size of small sample and what is the size of large sample? Who knows the answer? Hmm? Who knows? What is the size of the small sample? Small sample is less than 30 and large sample is more than 30. Okay. So if the sample sizes n1 and n2 are large, then the test statistics z is equals to p1 minus p2 divided by standard error SE. P1 minus P2 divided by standard error, that is SE. You know the formula of standard error, and P1 and P2 will be provided in your question. So you need to take the information and put it in the formula and find out the value. Okay. Then at 5% level of significance, Z should be greater or equals to 1.96, and 1.1% level of significance, Z should be greater or equals to 2.58. That this is same as the previous table. In the table, the critical regions were given, no? That means if the calculated value of this Z is greater than 1.96 at 5% level, then the null hypothesis should be rejected. I mean, if it is only less than 1.96, then only it should be accepted. No need to write this portion. Okay, write till Z equals to P1 minus P2 divided by SE. Okay, then while solving the sums, I will show you again, just like the previous type, you have to take the decision whether you need to accept or reject. Have you understood till this much? Have you all written? Please tell me, unmute and tell.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I wanted to ask one thing, that sample size should be less than or greater than 30.
Large sample, no? Large sample. Z test is for large sample. That means it has to be more than 30.
Ma'am, that number of, like for example, number of people should be 600, then that is a small sample or large sample.
Large sample. Any number which is more than 30 is a large sample.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am,
Okay.
the type one that we
Hmm.
did till yesterday,
Hmm.
they were also greater than 30, no?
Yes, yes, all were greater than 30. If you're applying large sample, the sample size should be always greater than 30. Okay. So today we will start this sum. Huh? You will write the question after the class. I will share this PDF in your group, and then you will write the question. We will just read it, and then we will solve the sum. And writing the question you can do after the class. It says, all of you listen to me carefully and look at your screen also at the same time. 14.23. It says that in a large city A, this is the first sample, large city A, 20% of a random sample of 900 school children had defective eyesight. Okay, so the first sample is of 900 size. First sample size is 900, and out of 900, it is said that 20% of the school children have defective eyesight. And in another large city, which is B, 5% of a random sample of 1600 children had the same defect. And another city, okay, this is the sample number 2, that is the large city B. Here 5% of the sample of children, 600 children, had the defective eyesight. Okay, so in the first sample 20% of 900 have defective eyesight, and in the second sample 5% of 1600 children have defective eyesight. Then it is said that, is this difference between the two proportions significant? Obtain 95% confidence limits for the difference in the population proportions. When it is said obtain 95% confidence limits, it says that we have to follow the 5% level of significance. Okay, and we need to obtain also. Okay, so first we will test the hypothesis and we'll deal with the acceptance or rejection rule. Okay, all right. So now this is a problem. Looking at the question itself, you have to identify whether it is a problem of the first type or it is a problem of the second type. If it is a problem of the first type, then information regarding only one sample will be provided. But here you can see that two samples information are provided, right? So it says that it is the problem of the second type, where Z test you will have to apply. It will not be given in a question that which test you will need to apply. You have to see the sample size and decide which test you need to apply. Okay, since these are large sample having sample size of 900 and 1600, so it means that you have to apply the you have to apply the Z test. And also, since information regarding two samples are given, so that means it is the problem of the second type, that is test for equality of two proportions. Okay. All right. Now, as the null hypothesis should be in an equals form, so you will write null hypothesis. Solution you write. Leave some space for writing the question, which you can write after the class. But now you write the solution. Null hypothesis is that the population proportions are equal. Write down in the solution. From the solution part, you can also follow me, and you can also see the screen at the same time. This way how you write fast. Okay, write down in solution. Null hypothesis is that the population proportions are equal. Null hypothesis is that the population proportions are equal. Null hypothesis is that the population proportions are equal. Okay. So if the population proportions are equal, then you need to write H naught in bracket, write P1 equals to P2. H naught in bracket P1 equals to P2, bracket close. Then alternative hypothesis, next line you write, alternative hypothesis is that they are not equal. Alternative hypothesis is that they are not equal. In the question it has been asked that is this difference between the two proportions significant? So with difference only we have to test. There is no question of greater than or less than, because clearly it is said that you need to test the difference whether it is significant or not. So clearly we will write not equals to P2. So you will write H1 in bracket P1 not equals to P2. Alternative hypothesis is that they are not equal. Null hypothesis is that the population proportions are equal, that is H naught P1 equals to P2. Next line you will write alternative hypothesis is that they are not equal, that is H1 P1 not equals to P2. Okay. Now next line we will write the information that is provided to us. Okay, there is a mistake in the sum in the question. It should be 15%. Next in the large city to B, no, it is 5% written, but it should be 15%. Okay, 15%. That's why I was thinking why so much difference. There should not be much difference between the two large samples. Okay, so it should be 15%. You correct it when you will write the question in your copy. Okay, now let us write the information which are there with us. First you write N1. N1 equals to, N1 is how much? Please anyone tell me. N1 is how much and what is the meaning of N1? Please tell me. Phulamu?
I'm 900.
900. Okay. Sheetal said it is 900. Phulamu say what is the meaning of N1? Phulamu, you are there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What is the meaning of N1? Please tell me. N1. Don't know. Bikram? Bikram, do you know what is the meaning of N1? Who knows the answer? What is the meaning of N1 and N2? Deepa, do
And
you know?
sample size.
Yes, sample size. Okay. Deepa, you knew the answer?
Ma'am, number of children.
Number of children. That means sample size. Okay. Sheetal, very good. And Deepa also very good. But with this N1 and N2 is means the sample size. Okay. Number of children is the sample here. So N1 and N2 in generic terms it is called sample size. Okay. So N1 is 900 given to us and N2 is 1600 given, because in the large city B the sample size is 1600. Okay, so N2 is 1600. Now this P1 and P2, if you remember in the last type we had to calculate the percentage. So numbers were given and we had to calculate the percentage. So here the percentage is given to you. So it becomes easy. You don't have to calculate anything. Simply you will write P1 equals to 20%, that is 0.20. Okay, proportion should be always in point. Remember, proportions should always be in decimal or percentage. It cannot be a number. All right, proportions should always be in decimal or percentage. It cannot be in whole numbers. Okay, so P1 is equals to 20%, it is given. So 0.20, and P2 equals to 15%. It is also given, that is 0.15. That is 0.15. Okay. Now we will use whatever you have written in the beginning. We will use all the formula and calculate first the value of P. Now, since we are equating both the proportions P1 and P2, that's why we will assume another alphabet which is P, and then we will calculate the value of P, because we are assuming P1 and P2 are equal. So let us equate it to P. Then you will write this line: under H naught, the estimate of the equality estimate of the equal but unknown proportion P. You write this one. Under H naught, the estimate of the equal but unknown proportion P is the estimate of the equal but unknown proportion P is, write down. You can see on your screen. See and write. The estimate of the equal but unknown proportion P is equals to, then small p, right? Small p equals to, this is from the formula. I'm showing the formula once. See the formula. This one, the first formula, N1 P1 plus N2 P2 divided by N1 plus N1. Okay, P1 also we know, N1 also we know. So we'll just substitute the numbers, right? 900, that is N1, into P1, that is 0.20, plus N2, that is 1600, into P2, that is 0.15, divided by N1 plus N2. See whether you're getting the same answer or not, 0.168 or not you are getting. Tell me, calculate and tell me. 0.168. Rena have finished the calculation and she is telling it is correct. Okay, 0.168. Okay, then do the next calculation. This is the second formula that you wrote beforehand at the beginning of the class. It is standard error of P1 minus P2. Standard error of P1 minus P2 equals to, in root over it will be P into Q. P is, you have calculated, 0.168, and Q will be 1 minus 0.168. Then in bracket you will write 1 by N1 plus 1 by N2. Do the calculation. First you calculate the things within the bracket. Okay. First you calculate the things. You have a scientific calculator or a smartphone, then no need to do LCM and then calculate. Just do 1 by 900 plus 1 by 1600 you do first. Then you'll get some value. Just multiply that with this value, that is 0.168 into 0.832. Okay, multiply. This is a simple thing of multiplication. Multiply and you will get some value, then find out the root over of that value and see whether it is correct or not. Okay, students, listen to me. We are running out of time. So you will do this calculation. You will first finish off this calculation of finding standard error of P1 minus P2. Okay. This is just a thing of multiplication. Just do the bracket thing first, then multiply that value with the rest of the values. Okay. All are multiplication then. Then you will get some value. It will come in 0.000 something like that. Huh? It will be a very small value. Then you will find out the root over of that value. You have a root over symbol in your smartphone, so just you will take the root over of that and you will get some value. Then you will find out the calculate the value of z statistic. Okay, you will get some value. Then at 9% confidence limit, okay, this portion I will teach you in the next class. You complete till calculation of z statistic. Okay, just finish calculation till z statistic. Rest of the things I'll tell you in the next class. Okay, rest of the things I'll tell you in the next class. Will you be able to finish the calculation? If you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay.